Will Jaguar XFR springs fit on our Jaguar S-Type known as the Drift Type? Well, let's find out.
Alright guys, thanks once again for tuning in. This video I'm getting the drift car back out. This is our Jaguar S-Type that I've named the Drift Type. If you haven't seen this car previously, there's a few episodes where we basically get it much more drift ready than it is in standard form, and then we take out drifting with some of my friends. You can go back and watch them if you want, but for those that haven't watched it or can't be bothered to go back and watch it, here's a little recap for you. You're watching Raptor Customs, and this is episode 5 of Let's Build a Drift Car. We've got not one but two old Jaguar S-Types, an old automatic blue one and the one we're calling the Drift Type, this red rare manual one. Today we're going to be doing some more work on the red manual gearbox one. It needs a bit of tender love and care following its previous outings on track, but while we're here, why not enhance it that bit more? So now we're back at the workshop. We've got a couple of little war wounds to attend to, and we're then going to enhance it a little bit more to make it a bit nicer to drift. Oh no. Oh no. Ew. Oh no. Oh no. But that's the risk when you're flying a car around a track, isn't it? You could get it damaged, and all things considered, it's not too bad and totally repairable. So that's what we're going to do, and enhance it a bit more. Now, time to get it in the workshop. Now, as much as I like the interior, you may not like it, or you may like it, I don't know. But I like it, I don't know, it just looks sort of old style but quality and kind of warm. The seats, however, they are too light, and therefore they show dirt way too easily. Look at the state of that. They're like very, very lighty, creamy, greyy, browny, yeah, whatever. And these seats as well, they're like got airbags in them and multi-way adjustment and whatever. They're going to be heavy. They're going to be really heavy. So we're going to save some weight by stripping those out and having the bucket seats in there as well. Long term, just for shiz and giggles, I would like 4 bucket seats. I'd like to put some in the back as well. I'm sure there's not many places where they'll let us drift it with 4 of us in it, but I'm sure we'll find somewhere. And just to have 4 of you in the car, sideways, giggling along, that is something I'd like to do one day, if we can find the right bit of land to do it on. So first stage is obviously rip these heavy seats out. I'm kind of sad about them. Like if they're clean, they're nice, but they don't stay clean for long. And they're like nice and warm because they're not leather, they're cloth, but I don't know, they're just old and filthy now, aren't they? So let's get rid of them. Race seats in. So my wife bought me some Christmas presents. Yes, check it out. Bucket seats for the drift type. They're used but good condition. In red. The car's currently red, so it matches it right now. May not stay red forever. We may end up reupholstering them or something, but OMP, or is that OMP? I don't know. They're a good brand. They're going to do the job nicely. And to go with it, we have some brand new harnesses. Get out the box. Difficult with one hand. But yes, somehow we've got to attach these to the car and then the harnesses to the car, and I mean they're starting off as a universal part. It's not a straightforward fit, so we've got to make our own seat rails and stuff like that.
$20p.
See?
20p. Yes! This quarter's rent is all paid. But yeah, let's see if Matt gets any more than 20p. So basically, you have to take the front bolts out first, as Matt's discovered. Otherwise, you can't wind the motor mechanism back. It just, slides one rail rather than the whole seat or something. Both rails. But anyway, so yeah, back bolts back in, then the front bolts out, and the back bolts back out again. Quite technical, isn't it? Just removing a seat.
Right. One seat out, and yeah, it's kind of simple to get it out as long as you do it in the right order. You got two big bolts at the front, and then you got 4 smaller ones at the back corners. Then you got a few plugs. So we've got like airbags and electric seat motors, and some of them will be heated and stuff as well. I don't think these ones are. Well, we've got the old heavy cloth dirty seats, pair of seats being removed, and then we've got these cool racing bucket seats going in. What's the advantages? Well, grubby and horrible, not so grubby and horrible, obviously. That one's going to hug you better, okay? So it hugs the sides and your shoulders better than that one to keep you more snug. To keep you more snug whilst you're drifting, because there will be a lot of like inertia trying to throw you around and out your seat whilst you're drifting. Not only that, but the weight of the things. I mean, this is, I don't know how heavy, maybe we'll weigh it, but it is heavy. And then this is, well, it's pretty much just pick it up with one hand. That I got no hope. I'm right-handed, by the way, not left-handed. But no. I want to see how much that weighs, actually. And then we can times the difference by 2, and that's how much weight we're saving in the car. Of course, not only that, but this seat is designed to take the seatbelt harnesses, which go through these loops here and around here and hold you a lot more securely and safely if you were to have a crash or roll the car or something, more so than a traditional seatbelt, which is still in the car, that we're going to remove. So I'm going to try and stand on the scales and hold the seats and see how much they weigh. You up for being cameraman, Matt?
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's see. We'll try and turn this around so people can see. All right, passenger seat. Okay. when it starts bouncing. It's what's that, 90 kilos or just over?
Just over 90.
90, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We'll see what the difference is with these ones.
Now these are better.
75. So
15
about
kilos.
15 and a half kilos difference each. And obviously we times that by 2 because we're taking both seats out and replacing them with these. So we're saving over 30 kilos in this car just by changing the seats. Oh look, Matt's being ruthless. Oosh! You tell that stained seat cover who's boss.
We don't want it. We don't want it.
What would you do if a raccoon come flying out of there, Matt?
Oh jeez.
It's highly likely. All right, Rich. Today I've got helping me Matt. Now Matt is the winner of our Raptor raffle, and you can check out a whole nother video where we wrap Matt's car and reveal it to him in the style of Need for Speed Most Wanted. Alright, we're getting there. So we've stripped the original seat just down to this bare mechanism here. It's not too heavy, like a couple of kilos, and the switch pack. That's all we're going to use really. And on the passenger side we're going to do something very similar, but we're going to lose the up and down mechanism and motor. That one, we don't need that. So we're just going to have a forward and back motor the passenger side. Driver's side, we're going to have forward and back motor, and I'm going to come up with a little bit more trick on this one to keep the up and down mechanism adjustment. So on this car as well, that also means we can keep the original seatbelt anchor point just in case one day this ever goes on the road again, because we're trying to keep it special. At the moment it's just set up for track, but I wouldn't say it's impossible to do a minor amount of work to have a kind of cool race car that could essentially be drivable on the road. So with that, I thought we're going to retain the original seat belts and just have them here bolted back into the runner here, not doing anything. We will be relying on the harnesses for going on the racetrack, but like I say, if you ever driving this car on the road, you can just use the normal seat belt if need be. Like I say, that's just for the future down the line. And again, we get different drivers, they're going to want different height positions of the seat. If you've got a helmet on, you're going to need the seat lower to fit your helmet in. If you haven't got a helmet on, you're probably going to want the seat, have the seat higher so you can, well, see over the dashboard and stuff easier. But yeah, I've got some just old mock-up bits of metal now that I'm just playing with, and then we've got some nice fresh new metal on the shelf as well to make the actual product. But it's mock-up time, and let's see what I can make. Bit of fabrication, bit of fun, like it. Seat brackets done. Here's mine, so that should all still pivot. So we've got the up and down movement as well as the forward and back adjustment still all on there. And we've got Matt's one as well, which will have just forward and back movement. So now, once the suspension is done, we can pop them in the car and see if they fit and work as they should. This is my current seat moving switch. Should I do it?
It's not switched on. I'm not stupid. I've used my little rig to move the seat motor back because it's not plugged in properly at the moment, so I had to just put power to it. And there's definitely some more space there. I think the position is good after all that. Let's give it a go. Yeah, we're all right. So, yeah, that's too far back for me anyway. I can't push the clutch all the way down because I'm inferior tallness. Yeah, that's it. And I think if you are tall, you've probably still got quite enough room. We're good. So cool. I'm going to carry on and do the last little bits of the seat mechanism. I'm committed now, and then it should work electrically on the switch and stuff like that. Stay tuned and see if my little fabrication thingy works. Check it out. One seat installed, and it moves. Not just forward and backwards, but up and down too. Cool. So that's the seats installed. Driver's seat, forward, back, up and down, electric adjustment, and passenger seat has a forward and back electric adjustment. Super happy with them. Let's move on to the next bit. Time to strip out the suspension. We got Dave, aka Paulage. He's learnt how many legs a dog's got, haven't you, Dave? If you've seen previous vids. Well, we got a luxury on this car because, unlike modern Jags, the bolts are right there. Look, not obscured by anything. Usually there's loads of stuff in the way. And on the back, we've already got the interior stripped out, so we've got a bit of a luxury there as well. So hopefully it will just fly apart. But being that it's like nearly 19 years old, we may have some seized bolts underneath, so let's just see, shall we? Right, Dave, that's not his name, it's Paul, has got the struts off and apart. Here's the standard S-Type spring. Now, I would have liked to have bought a lowering kit for this car, but the cheapest I could see was like £550 for some, I think it was an unbranded one, and it's quite a lot of money for what is meant to be a cheap project, albeit it is into the thousands, but I'd like to keep it away from the tens of thousands, you know what I mean? So what I've got in stock is some old XFR springs, and I've had them shot blasted and powder coated, so they look like new again. They're still good structurally. And my thoughts are, it's off a sportier car, so it's stiffer, with a slightly heavier engine, so it's stiffer again. So I'm going to try and retrofit these. So I've got a front and a rear spring here, and this is a front spring. So, I mean, you can see a clear difference. I thought I was going to have to cut these down, but now I'm thinking not. So I reckon we've put that in as it is. As you can see, it's pretty much the same diameter and stuff, so it should sit securely in the cups, but we will check. And we're just going to do the one side first, see if we can get it to sit how we want, albeit it will be lopsided because the other side is standard. Once we know what we're doing on this side, we'll then go ahead and do that side. I'm not ripping both sides apart just to get it all wrong. Yeah, a bit random. There's not much science to this, I'm afraid. It is very much just sort of try things and adjust it and maybe end up cutting stuff, welding stuff, who knows. But let's see how it goes. It's meant to be a cheap project, and let's try and keep it that way. Well, I mean, it looks a lot shorter, but yeah, that's going to compress loads. This one, when the weight of the car's on it, that one's not going to compress so much. So although it looks about 3.5 inches lower, which, to be fair, I wouldn't mind, as long as the tyres don't like rub and we can still steer and stuff. But I mean, you can tell though, can't you? The thickness of that coil compared to the thickness of that one. That's gonna be a stiffer spring. Well, we'll whack them on, put it on the floor, and see how low this driver side is in comparison to the passenger side, shall we?
And we need to get this car low, low, low. Let's go.
Wow, it sits in the cups and damper pretty perfectly. But is the car going to sit perfectly? We'll find out. And back one's on as well. Check it out. Made to measure. He's going too well. I have a feeling we're going to put it on the car and it's going to be like slammed on the front and on stilts on the back or something. Touchdown is about to happen. Countdown, everyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Obviously, it's got to settle as well. Oh, yeah. This side looks like it's on absolute stilts, if I'm honest. How is it?
Despite the new springs being shorter and stiffer from a sportier car, when fitted to the drift type, the ride height is, well, just too high. So, drastic measures it is, let's cut them down. Because we need this car low. And a lower centre of gravity is definitely going to help this thing drift. Now they're back on and the car does successfully sit lower and stiffer. I can't wait to see how much this improves the handling when out on track, and you can look forward to that in the next video.
Right, time to sort out the damaged rear bumper. I didn't actually realise that it's not a bit of mud or a stone, it's actually the old exhaust hanger has pierced itself and now it's got a belly button piercing. Yeah, so we gotta pop that off somehow.
I heat up the plastic so it's a bit more malleable and then just massage it out. Unfortunately, I do have a small hole left over, as it turns out that the exhaust hanger actually pierced straight through it. With the modifications complete, we take the drift type out on a drift day. Here's a sneak peek. And if you want to see some more drifting, tune in next week to see the full video of our drift day. A day fueled with adrenaline, petrol and quite a few tyres too. So do tune in Wednesday around midday to see the next video. Thanks for watching Raptor Customs.